We are here to present you Daniela Pasqualini, contemporary painter living and working from Dallas. We will talk about her art and a journey to the metaverse with us. Please, Daniela, could you introduce yourself?
Ciao, Rod. Thank you so much for inviting me today on this interview. My name is Daniela Pasqualini. I'm an Italian abstract artist living and painting in Dallas, Texas. I definitely evolved into a lifelong artist. I have a degree in economy, and in 2014 I left my finance career, and I never looked back. They say if you really do what you really love, you don't have to work one day in your life, and I think this describes my situation totally. I create modern abstract painting with rich color and bold texture, transforming observation of experience, observation of my surrounding, of nature into abstract pattern. I create texture through form. It is, my work is a reflectionary period where all the elements of an experience come together. The philosophy that everything is a product of an experience describe the pitch my work, frame each of my work through movement, color, texture. You can see the backdrop of art for me is a way to free my mind. When one view my painting, it doesn't mean only to be seen, but it also to be felt. I use acrylic paint and impasto, and this allow my painting to jump off the canvas, to come alive in a three-dimensional sculptural appearance. I always encourage the viewer to see my painting from different perspectives, from different sides. It's about perception, how things get perceived, how each of us perceive things differently, how things change if you look at from one side to another or from a different angle. Critic refer to my work as a modern pointillism, because I decompose image in a thin linear brushstroke, and then I overlap those with a similar shade of color. And then I let the viewer decompose the image inside their mind, and then recompose a fluid image of memories.
It's a quite an interesting process, and actually you have to be very observant, obviously, to work like that. I mean, it's a very amazing, actually, deep and controlled observation of nature, if I understand you clearly. And
yes, experience also, like everything. I'm a big observer. Everything. Every time I travel, also like in the daily life, I absorb every view, every noise, everything, and then I transform this in abstract composition. And then the viewer, as the image of recompose this image, have the task of recomposing this image in his mind for what is important for him.
So this kind of answer my second question to you. It's like, why collectors should invest in your art? But in some ways you already answered that. But tell me more about like the relationship you have with your collectors.
Yes, my work is soothing to the eyes. It's calming, and sometimes it's also hypnotic. It brings you into it can bring you into a parallel universe. I like to talk as my art as a portal to time and space. It's like it delivers the illusion of motion. It's like a kinetic energy that moves the viewer. I'm a very to pursue your dream, to follow your dream, and to be successful in it. When you support artists, women, not only artists, but just women in general, you invest in women, you are supporting the future of equality, the future of innovation, and the future of diversity, but also like our financial success. I was reading an article in Forbes, and they say that women reinvest the 90% of their income into family, into community, compared to a 30–40% of men. So I think that, going back to your question, I think that investing in women creates a long-term social and economic benefit, not only for individual, but from the community. It will lead, investing in women, it will lead us to a more inclusive society.
Actually, it is true that this auction, it's about as well closing the gender gap in technology, but as well in our community, male versus female, and what we can achieve actually. And I understand what you're saying is like basically collectors, by investing in you, they are actually investing in women, and you as an entrepreneur, as an artist, you can reinvest in your work, in your art, and therefore actually change a little bit the finances outcome for women. So that could make a big difference, absolutely, actually.
A reinvestment in our community.
Yeah. Closing the gender gap in technology by using actually NFTs for artists. So what is your view on that?
So NFT have been around since 2014. I worked after, I think it was March 2021, when people sold his piece of art for 69 million.
That is the turning point for every artist.
I think it's honest. I mean, it is what it is for most of the artists. And so he created this, his artwork, I remember, was a collage of 5,000 pictures. And the title was Every Day, 5,000, Every Day, 5,000 First Day, something like that. I try, since that month, I tried to learn everything I could. I tried to educate myself as much as I could in the NFT world. And since I started this adventure, I also realized that you must be able to access a wide range of skills to be not only a successful artist, but to have a successful business. As we say, the more you know, the less you fear. And I think technology needs to be considered as a new tool for artists, like in the same way we consider brushes, canvas, palette knife, pigment. New technology has always a reputation. We always have a reputation about new technology, or it's too difficult, or is no easy to no friendly user, but has whatever it is in life, in business, in art. I think technology will be always a disruptor for what we use it of. But we have a choice: or we embrace the change, or we get we are left behind. Yes. And one of the characteristics of my practice is the spirit of experimentation with new idea, new material. In my painting, I always try to incorporate something new. And the same is with technology. So I try to keep up with the time and to learn what is important for our artist life. And so going back about the gap to your question, yes. Let's be honest, is definitely male dominated. Only 16% of the artwork that are listed for sale in the NFT marketplace can be traced back to women. There are promising female initiatives are taking steps to change this, to change the face of the NFT trading, like World of Women, Women of Crypto, Women Rights. They're really interesting. Women-led. NFT are a great way to leveling the playing field for women, but not only for women, also for minority, for a community that are left out. The NFT gender gap will definitely not be closed overnight, but this female-led community for sure are capturing the interest and the attention of investors. I'm very excited, I'm an exciting person. Like, I get very passionate about things, and I'm very excited about the energy that exists in the NFT world to create a change, to create a community impact, to create utility outside the aesthetically piece of art. If you think what you did in Rustic, like about the Ukraine situation, or NFT are raising funds also for a museum. I saw the Uffizi, I was reading about the Uffizi Museum in Florence. Yes. They are raising funds for museum, or also for mental health association. So it's interesting to see how this landscape is changing, but NFT needs to be seen also as a community impact.
Absolutely. I think it will change a lot of things, because it's another tool for artists. It's a tool actually that we can use not only to produce a certain financial income, but it's a tool as well that can be used to create a little bit of a new way of thinking. NFT, because so now we're getting more into like, why should anyone buy an NFT? And what do you do with your NFT after you buy it? So I think the first question is like, why should you buy an NFT? I think you answered that by explaining that it's a way of investing in art, investing in communities, actually, and a way of like little progressing into a better way, maybe, of distributing financial wealth across different, actually, group of people. Now, let's talk about the metaverse. If you feel like it.
Field is.
You're almost in the metaverse right now, actually. Paintings in the background, yes. So what can you do with an NFT? What will you advise someone
of NFT? Not the use, but what they
want to do with an NFT? Tell me you on that, yes.
So NFT, lots of people, this is a good question, because lots of people ask me, what do you do with it? How do you enjoy an NFT after you buy? So as I said, I have a degree in economy. So my first thought is about it can be seen as a financial investment, because NFT has a dual role. It serves as a certificate of authenticity, but at the same time is also a license to use the artwork, because the owner of the NFT has the right of reproduction, of resale. So the NFT, it can be listed back in the marketplace for a higher price and can be resold. So as a collector item, like as the same appeal of trading baseball card or comic books. So this is another way to enjoy the NFT. And then it can be displayed in a virtual or physical gallery. And here, I think it starts to come in place also the philosophy of ownership. Like people love to know that they own something. Like it can be a car, it can be a piece of art. And now purchases are made in the metaverse, in this virtual world. And like now we are having a Zoom meeting, but thinking the meeting was taking place in a virtual reality. And I could show you my NFT. So absolutely. I think that's another way to enjoy your NFT. It creates a sense of appeal. And I think with our life always more and more connected with this digital world, we will see that NFT sales will become increasingly commonplace.
Absolutely. I think as well that as for all collectors, there is for sure the sense of ownership is something, and the exclusive ownership as well, because you know that the piece of art is really yours and only yours. The fact that you can resell very easily your NFT and capitalize on your investment is quite interesting as well, for sure. Now, actually, there is a lot of screens that allows actually to display the NFT in someone's home.
Someone home, yes, they sold this big TV that dedicated to NFT.
Even more than TVs, actually, you can have very large actually video frames, which can be even larger than the artwork that you bought. Actually, you can decorate a space. I mean, it is true that as well for like public spaces, it can be a very interesting thing as well. I mean, because you can change the art easily. I mean, you can display your collection in different manners. It's an item that actually that you can talk about. I mean, it's not everyone has an NFT or a collection in NFTs.
Exactly.
That's something that is really interesting. And I believe as well that mentally, in your mind, when you know that actually you have these items that you collect, I mean, like for every collector, it gives you access to art at a different levels price as well. An NFT is most of the time more affordable.
Yes, and a piece of art, yes, now an original piece of art. You create your own collection. It's like it gives the opportunity to everybody to have the access to art.
Right, yeah, absolutely. So I think in that sense, it's a very interesting thing because you may not be sometimes not be too sure about actually starting collecting someone, but you can start slowly with an NFT. You can begin actually with an NFT. So to conclude our interview, how do you feel about this upcoming auction? Actually, do you have any feedback actually from your current collectors or like your current art lovers? I mean, it's tell me about it.
I'm very excited about. I'm honestly very excited about it. I'm excited to be included in this, to be one of these 14 women. Because I think it's important to show that the art world is still a pretty male-dominated world, and this gives a voice to all of us to show our work, national, international. It's very exciting.
Yes. Yeah. So will you say, like we say in our title, that actually women are unstoppable? Can you confirm that with all your passion?
I totally confirm that women in art can be unstoppable.
Okay, I think
I love the title. I love it.
I think you're a very good example of that, and I think
Thank you, Oda.
Obviously, the conversion you made from finances actually to art with the passion that you're dedicating actually to this profession. I mean, it's amazing. So I want to thank you in behalf of every one of us at Artistic, and we hope for the best, and that your collectors will be that you reach out to new collectors, old collectors, and that people will have a chance to discover your art and all the great insight you gave us today. Thank you, Daniela.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Thank you so much.
You too. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye.